Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from My Stand Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at another beautiful ship from the Steam Workshop. Now, this is the Tengo, I've nearly called it a Tango, the Tengo Charter Freighter, designed by Dolan, and I have to say, this is not the usual sort of design of ship that attracts my attention, but this thing is just damn beautiful, both exterior and internal on the interior as well. So let's actually start the front of the ship, we'll work our way around and then we'll get inside. Now the first thing that attracted my attention to these ship is these sort of large cargo cells, and that's what they're doing. These are actually just protective plates for large cargo storage bays. And just look how he's slanted the blocks there, he's changed the colour of different areas. We've also got a slight staggering of the letter blocks there, and that's a small ship that's been clamped onto the outside so we can actually have his writing on there. A great little idea. So as it curves down into this bottom area, we've got this strong reinforced structure that looks like it supports all three of the cells. And what's really cool is this front section here. So this looks like an array of different things. We've got a coupling link so this can dock with stations. Maybe this is a universal sort of port for the rest of his spacecraft as well. In this area we have a small sort of bridge-like cockpit, and down below we also have this really interesting looking pylon. Look what he's done here. You can see how he's separated the block and he's actually run one of them interior pillars through the center to create a really cool effect. Now moving down towards the back of the ship, or underneath the ship, you can see we've got some basic sort of piping, and we've got one of my favourite areas here. Just looking at the detail of this, this is just really simple. This is just them small armor protected blocks that have actually been placed around in that area. So from a distance, it looks like there's different parts, these like circuits and different boards and whatnot moving around on the bottom part of the ship. We've also got another entrance bay there. So coming a little further back, we've got this antenna sort of segment here. I really like the idea. Look at this, is how it's slanted and it's been left off to one side, just really creating some sort of interesting contrast to that bottom. You could almost imagine this being some sort of station as well, with the amount of antennas and different sort of signal relays that are being given off. So you can see the little yellow tips on each one of them, and you can see how it's created that by adding the rotors within these two segments and then angling them to create that effect. Very nice indeed. Now, as we come up to this rear end of the ship, he's actually made a diamond sort of looking shape. And just look at this, look at the cool little bits he's put in here. You can see these little rectagonal or octagonal, well, not octagonal, that's too many sides. But you can see these triangular sort of shapes that he's put here just by staggering the armor out ever so slightly, giving that little bit of detail and shadowing it into that area. As we come into that bit, we've got more antennas, and he's just created a lot of ribbon and different sorts of effects in this area to really draw your eye to it and make it look like it's got a lot of detail on it. Now moving towards the back here, look at the detailing on this section. So you can see we've got the Hangar Bay Door here. Once again, he's used them blast door or little blast walls to create a little bit of detailing from a distance. And in this section, we've got a connector and we've got more of them blast walls. Something I'd really like to use on some of my ships in the future, just to create that little bit of detail within the actual armor itself. So moving around the back, we have the thruster pack. Now, on the first glance, it doesn't look like anything too special, but as we get a little bit closer, you can see we've got these T or sort of cross sort of shaped thrusters, as well as them little door gate things being used once again to create that more detailing. Look at the detailing in this area. Just stuck a few vents on, and up close it doesn't look too special, but from a distance it creates that detailing in the ship that you really like and really want. Up at the bottom, we've got a nice hydrogen thruster pack that really fits into the shape and the body of the ship itself. So let's actually go up to the top and we'll see the bridge. So along the back of the bridge, you can see we've got these reinforcement like struts going up the back, as well as some antennas. And then this area pops up here. So we've got like this central radar bay or something. You can't even imagine what that could be. You probably just, it's just full of different ideas of creativity really, and how you can make a boring slope stick out, something like that, and just create a little bit more effect to it. Now moving down into this area, we've got another one of the control bridges, but I think we need to step inside and actually have a look. So we'll go into this area first to start with, and we've got a mixture of small and large blocks in this area. So we've got some different positions, courses. Up on here we have like a star map almost laid out. Up on the right here we also have some information and dials, and we have the star map mapped out over there so we know our position within the universe, and that's all being created with that rotor to small block little combo. So let's actually head into the interior of the ship. We enter into this dark sort of hallway with vents on both sides, very nice. We actually look down into the vents into the rooms below. and we come down to a little stair section. A little stair section just takes us around, just a quick way of dropping us down to the lower decks. So I'm just going to pop through the floor and cheat a little bit here. So we've got the F deck, extra rooms. So these are just extra rooms that you can fill up with whatever you need for your survival situation. You've got utility room A, just extra rooms for like filling up the space. You know, when you need a survival room, you always need an extra room with something random in there to keep you alive. So F deck is the jump drive access, cargo bay access as well. Now, the first thing you'll notice is each one of these rooms has quite these interesting shapes that are built on. You can imagine there's some sort of reactor or some sort of engine that just requires the extra shape to be stuck out from the wall like that. Each one of these rooms has been really nicely detailed and laid out with a map. So we've got the repair room, the private quarters, and the crew quarters to the right. So let's actually go to the jump drive room to start with. So the jump drive room has a little bit of a change of colour, and the jump drives are accessible above. So if one does become damaged, you can quickly enter into this room and repair it. Very nice indeed. Let's skip the crew quarters because they're not that exciting and go straight to the cargo bay. And this is what this ship is all about, these cargo bay areas, because we've got one after another of these massive cargo containers for storing ore, supplies, whatever you want to transport or maybe even trade between two larger colonies or factions. So as we keep going, we've got section 2, we've got these little divides in the center, so maybe you can use this to store different supplies. Maybe you can have cargo and ore in one, maybe you can have steel panels and other things in the other one. But when you're actually walking through these spotlights really just kind of catch your eye and stop you from looking at both sides. So if I move a little bit to the side of the spotlight, you can actually see the detailing on the containers. And now we're moving from section 2 into the final area, and this is one of my favorite areas. I don't know what it's done here with these little bits of light. Well, I think these are window blocks that have been cut down, but it just creates that beautiful room. It feels so industrial and just, oh god, it's just like an endless space. It's something you'd see like in a Star Wars ship where you just look down, it's endless cargo containers. I mean, the floor is just there, but the cargo containers, as they've been laid out in this room, just look absolutely beautiful. And with a little bit of light coming from the floor like that, it really creates a cool effect. So we'll drop down a deck, and we've got even more cargo containers. You can see the staircase on the right is the one we've accessed, and it's so simple, this interior, but it's just the way it's been lit as well. You can see the grids cast these really nice shadows down these boxes on the side. It's just so immersive and beautiful. And then below there, we've also got a walkway into the lower decks, so we'll just continue panning through here. Lovely, just so simple but so effective. And as we come into this area, we've got the airlock, and we've got positions for the ships to dock. Very nice, very simple indeed. We've got a little hangar bay over here so we can observe, transport different ships in and out of the bays, and it's just a really nice little bit of a layout. Look at that, we've got some more lighting effects done there. And let's head in to the actual stairwell that leads up to the bridge. So you can see we've got the information on the tool secured magbots prior to opening hangar doors, so you know what to do, so you don't actually have any issues when you enter into there. And then we have a staircase that takes us up or down. We'll go down. So this is C deck, gravity bay, starboard hangar access. So we'll cut through here, starboard hangar access. We've also got a little room in the back that you can see just basically into the reactor room, but still very detailed for just a windowed room. So I'll actually come into the reactor room here. So the reactor room's more of one of them viewable rooms from that lower area. So you can see we can access the reactor from the bottom floor there to do maintenance. We can also access it from this upper floor with these, once again, half-constructed window blocks that just create a beautiful effect around the reactor. We've also got these spinning diodes in case anything goes wrong. Very nice little effect. You can see the sensor up there ready to activate if the engines are damaged or the reactors are off or whatnot. So let's continue looking around the interior. I've just popped outside. We'll go to the front bridge area, and the front bridge area is accessed through here. Now I believe this is the main sort of piloting room, and what I really like about this is just how much small ship's been used. So you can see that's actually like a docking ring, I think, or remark or something. Then we've got the actual ship's layout, different components. We've got a specific location in the galaxy, and then over there we've got music played. We can tune it to different things. What's that? Twilight? Something? Yellow Twilight. Oh. So we've got a little bit further down here. We've got the hull integrity, basic sort of systems. We've got a lot of seats, means that this thing's going to have a really large crew. I don't know if that'd be super possible in Space Engineers, but the idea behind it is amazing. Let's just keep going through here and have a quick look. So we've got the A-deck observation. We've also got the airlock access and the stairwell that we've seen there before. So observation deck is here, so we can just view the back of the ship. We can see underneath it, see the antennas sticking out. Lovely indeed. And we can cut back through here, and it'll take us to the bridge and airlocks so we can access the outer parts once again. Anyway, let's get to the bridge and give this thing a little bit of a test flight. For the purpose of this video, I didn't want to show you all the rooms because this ship is absolutely massive inside, and it would probably take me over 30 minutes to go through each room in detail. So I've had to pick out which rooms I wanted to show you, but you can see the detail in each one of these rooms. That's just the med bay alone with that many computer screens. And if we continue going up into this is the briefing room. So the briefing room once again has another briefing. So we've got some information on cargo containers, what the guys will be doing on the container ship today, and so on and so on. But this just goes deck and deck onwards. So if we even go a little bit further to the back here, we can cut through the floor and we can enter into one of the maintenance corridors that's down here on the bottom. So you can just see that none of the space is really just empty where it's been sealed off with walls. Everything kind of has a purpose and an area for maintenance, such as the massive room of gyroscopes. Absolutely beautiful. Little staircase leading down to there. Just, I can imagine having like a fight up here and just throwing a space engineer off into the gyroscopic room. So we'll pop back up and we'll actually enter into this little room that is a piston below the docking area, so we can actually take a ship into the repair bay and repair it up, fix it up, do what we need. So you can see that this is all accessible in this particular area. Very nice indeed, and you can see the piston leads up to the hangar bay there above. So if I just spawn my character in, pop down and access that button, and there you go, it'll access the elevator hangar and lower us down into the repair sort of maintenance room. Very nice. You can see the flashing lights, so much detailing into each part of this ship. Lovely. Anyway, let's head to the bridge and just see how this thing handles. I'll save a little bit for you guys to explore when you download this. So let's go to the front and we'll get in this little cockpit here. So there we go. Grab that into position. We need to look for the cockpit seat, the control panel. There we go. Okay, and we'll power this ship up. So we've got a massive scale, massive power. Let's see what sort of acceleration we've got here. Engines are online. Okay, so it's quite a slow acceleration. You can actually hear the power of this thing groan though. Okay, let's check our turning radius. So it actually turns and maneuvers quite well. So we're picking up quite a bit of speed. We can move it, we can turn it. I don't know what the stopping sort of speed's going to be like, so let's actually hit the brakes. So we're actually coming to a stop pretty fast for a ship of this magnitude. Let's just do a quick roll to test that out. And just whip the tail section around. Okay, it seems like a really maneuverable ship for a ship of this size, especially a cargo vessel. You'd expect it to act a little bit like some sort of oil tanker where it'd take ages to stop. Oh god, I think I've gone too fast for some of the rotors. I can feel things. Oh god, something snapped off. Yeah, one of the little pylons on the bottom, so you've got to keep your ship to a slower speed if you want all your pylons to remain attached, because Space Engineers is still a little bit crazy. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. It's a beautiful ship. I'll have a link for it down in the description below. Go and check it out.